Hello and welcome back to another Courage 998 Railways video review. Today we are back on the desk, as you can see, so which means it's time for another review. Yes, there's been a few more reviews filmed this year. This is all filmed. This is probably going to be one of the last for 2017 because I have now restricted my bank account purely because I've got other things that I have to deal with, including upgrading this channel with new camera gear, which means model trains will now be on break for a little bit, which means hopefully I won't have too many more model train reviews of my own personal models. So anyhow, so let's get started. This is what we've got today. So yes, the intro was a bit long at the time, but yeah, so I seemingly won't be getting too many models after this because, yeah, it was just too much of a deal that I had to get it for once. So, as we can see, it's a T class. So let's first things first, let's get, open up the let's get it out the wrapping. This was bought at the Caulfield Model Railway Exhibition 2017. It is locomotive T333. T333 VR blue and gold with cutaway valancing. So yes, I finally got myself a flat top T. It is in VR, which is different to the rest of my fleet. It's the first VR locomotive, VR livery, because the flat tops never went into V line. In the 1990s, there were a few T classes still in service, but none of them were in V line. So this is the one I've had to get, 333, which was a preserved one. It's currently owned by the Victorian Railway. So let's get into the box. Same normal lid. It's one. I got another one of these nice colours, so it will fit the collection. Actually, just before anyone questions, yes, in the back corner you can see a T class just sitting over there. It is Sonic Buster's X2000. This T is currently having a massive gearbox. The gearbox is pretty much blown, so it's currently in bits waiting for some new parts to come in. Yeah, that's not the best at the moment, so it's going to be sitting there for this whole video, annoying the hell out of all the viewers. So as I drop it, we've got the standard instruction manuals for the first class series, T class locomotive. It says all their standard things like safety notes and removing the cradle and all that, like all the other Precision and Bendigo rail models. It's got an exploded diagram of the models. This is one of the newer updated versions. This is since this is the second run, well, not the second run, it's the first one of this version, but technically the second run of the model, and I have packed it in upside down because I have had to take a look at this first because Precision models, this was outside on the display, so yeah, so they had to go and deal with getting me packaging. So we can see in here clearly the full price was $335, but today this week for this particular weekend when this was filmed, Precision Models has put on a deal for $250 for all of their locomotives except the A classes and the C44 ACIs, two C44 ACIs, which I think is Black Caviar. No, it's one of them, which is Black Caviar, and pretty much all the rerun A classes. So it has the warning: please read instructions before handling model. Take off the plastic tray. You can see the tray is broken again, like the A class. Just take it out the paper, plastic, and out she comes. She's got all those polystyrene bits on the side as well. It's a very, I do quite like the model. It's very different in my fleet, I must admit. It's very, very different to all the other models in my fleet. So let's get some close-ups of her because that's what this part, the next part is. Right, so here we go. So what a nice looking model. I haven't got it centered on the thing as usual. Oops. But yeah, what a nice looking model. I really do quite like it. It's a lot nicer than the brown, blue, black, whatever it is, handrails on the on 320. But yeah, so yeah, It's in a clean, pristine condition. T333 with the cutaway balancing, as you can see on the sides. So, first things first, let's go through some of her features. If I remembered to not put the box on. So, some of the features of this model are: it uses the 5-pole screw-iron motor from the Cision. So, yes, it has an all-wheel drive, all-wheel pickup. It's got metal and plastic handrails. I think most of them are metal on this one, but looks like most of them are metal anyways. See-through finely edged grills, only on the roof, seemingly. Detailed cab interior, which is very, very nice. The crew, which are all facing towards the long end for some reason. Operating red and white marker lights, operating LED headlights. It's got 2 micro switches on the fuel tank, which is the modification which is done to this release, which as they all have the switch, they now have a switch fitted to the bottom, which allows you to turn on and off the headlights and the marker lights. It's got a brass flywheel, as most modern models these days from Australia have. The DCC friendly 21-pin decoder socket. Nice and easy to put to change this into DCC, and it's got a speaker enclosed for a 23mm circle speaker. So it's not like Trainorama or Southern Rail models or something like that, who have the speaker already fitted in the model. You have to fit the speaker into the model yourself, which is kind of a disadvantage of a Cision. So let's start up. Let's go into a bit of its history. So the T-class locomotive consists of 3 different types. The flat top T's, which are the first series T's, the high nose T's, which are the second series T's, and the low nose T's, which are the third series T's. This particular version, the flat top version, was the first variant, was introduced in 1955. There were 27 of these built of its class, of which today 4 have been scrapped. 13 of them have been rebuilt into P classes, as we've probably seen in one of my previous videos, because I've got a P class as well. So T333 was lucky enough to be saved from the scrappers' quarters and not be rebuilt. So it ended up working for the Victorian going to the Victorian Railways. This particular model came in service. This particular locomotive came in service in 1956 with Victorian Railways. It was restored into mainline condition at some point and was brought back onto the main line. It is currently on standard gauge on lease to Southern, not Southern Short Railway. It's released to, what's it called, Seymour Railway Heritage Centre, because it was from there it was leased out to El Zorro. Now it's currently back in Seymour, awaiting for a restoration and to be put back in on the broad gauge, to be put back to the Victorian Railway. So that'll be a great thing to see when it does head back to the VGR. So with all the background of this engine done, let's go and take a look at some a bit closer into it. So let's zoom right in. So with it zoomed right in, we can see it is very crisply moulded with the Victorian Railways logo on the front, with T333 in the number boards. It's got separately applied hoses, and it's got a scaled generic knuckle coupler. Going to the sides, we have the cutaway valancing, or whatever they're called, which mainly it was so that the maintenance crew could easily get to maintaining these engines. We've got the driver in the cab, currently facing towards the long end. This model does have a chimney, or yeah, it has a chimney for ventilation. It's got the 2 horns on the roof, and this is the short end, which pretty much looks identical to the long end, just is closer to the cab. So yeah, that's a slight thing which is different with this one and the Sonic Bus X 2000 is this one actually has a chimney, because this is, yeah, a lot of them ended up getting chimneys, but 320 for some reason doesn't have one. So yeah, it's got very nice handrails on the sides. It's got the handbrake lever separately fitted on this side of the model. We got the sandboxes next to the wheels. Yeah, so it's a very nice model. Very crisp in design. And just while I can, I'm just going to pick it up quickly. As you can see, massive hands coming in, and we can see the switch, the on and off switches underneath. It says Bendigo Rail Models T-Class Locomotive Series 1. Okay, let's zoom it back out. Right, so the next thing is we have to head off to the layout. See you all at the layout. So we're back on the layout as again. So currently at this very moment we actually have a C45 CI Black Caviar currently being tested. It's one of the X 2000. So that's going to be on the outer loop. So that will be in this video for this whole thing. It's currently got its timer set. This is one of the first models I'm doing time for 1 full hour. So it's nearly done. But I'm going to start this running from about when this one hits 30 minutes, so that means this one will get its half an hour run, like most of my models. So, here's the T. Just going to press on the tracks over here. So I'll be running on the second loop, as I stated. Now, the main issue at this very second is the second loop has some container wagons which I've been playing around with. Sitting on it, so I have to get those moved before I can get this running. So I'm going to stop the video, I'm going to go along and get this container wagon moved, and I'm going to start the video again. So I'll be back in a second. Okay, so with that, I've cleaned off all the wagons. It is now 30 minutes 15 on the clock, so let's get it moving. As you can see, I'm in the background for once, so let's get it moving. Yeah, there we go. It's going to be travelling at about 12 o'clock on the controller. So let's go and get some running shots of her on the layout. Right, so we're finally back on the layout. We've got 8 seconds to go, 5 seconds to go before we have to pull them up. Both of them will be stopping. So that's done. Reset the timer, didn't work. So that's the T, which is finished its forward running. I'm just going to set it back up again because it's going to be doing its reverse running now. I'm going to also have Black Caviar also pop up in front of the shot. So yeah, apparently Black Caviar has had a massive collision because it looks like its coupler is completely busted on the front. I don't know how that happened because it did not do anything. It has literally been running straight down this track. So I better, I'm going to take it to get that looked at. I'm just going to move that away. So I'm going to shift the trains over. I'm going to have the T now running on the outer loop. So. And then we're going to have Black Caviar just go away for a bit, in short. So let's get the team moving in its correct direction for its next run, which actually means I have to go and change that which means I have to run from this controller. So, just going to pause the camera, I'm going to get rid of back caviar, and then we're going to reset everything so that we can get her out. Right, so with that, back caviar is gone, so I'm just going to push the T back a bit further down to the point, so we can set a junction and the power can come from the outer loop, meaning we can have a procedural power. Right, so let's get her started on her 30-minute running. And with that, the T has now finished its running in, as it stops underneath the layout. Right, so seemingly, as per normal, I'm going to get it hooked up to a train just to get it running. It's actually very, a lot nicer than the older ones. It's very nice to finally have a flat top, but a bit out of place against all the V-line locomotives sitting in the back. So, I'm going to go and build up a train for it. I might use the container train sitting on the second loop and move it, couple it up to the back, and then drag it over onto the first loop, and then might get a cement train up on the second loop. So I'm just gonna move the trains about, get that set up, and then I'm gonna do some shunting through the camera, and then let's get some running shots. Right, so I've got the T-class on a container train which was sitting on the second loop originally, and I've got the X long hood leading with the cement train. So let's get these two moving. Let's get a few running shots of her. First things first, would be great if I powered on the layout, so I'll be back in 1 second. And so with that, this comes to the end of the video. So yeah, it is a little bit different to the rest of my fleet, but I must admit I do quite like it. I will find some sort of thing for it to do. It will be some an enjoyment as usual, as most of my models are. So yeah, I hope you all enjoy watching this video. The ratings will be coming out at the end after this, as usual. I would, once again, as most models, I do recommend it. If you're modeling the 1980s, 70s onwards, Victorian Railways, late Victorian Railways, start of V line era or preservation era. Yeah, so it is actually a very nice model. It's a lot more of an improvement to what I've seen from the original run of the BGMTs, BRMTs, not BGM. So yeah, so we're gonna get it going, and then you will see the ratings after this video. So I thank you all for watching. I hope to see you all in my next videos.